Hi, this is Chris at Chris Swiss Studio, and today we're going to be going over how to selectively bring in only audio or only video, and also how to work with a clip on the timeline and detach the audio and play around with that. So here we go. Here I have 3 clips that I brought into the timeline, and I've got 2 additional clips, and maybe I just want to bring in the audio, or maybe I just want to bring in the video of those. And here's how to do it. If you saw our video on basic editing, you're familiar with how to use these 3. That'll bring in the audio video clip together. And as you can see from the drop down menu, you can choose video only with the keyboard shortcut Shift 2 or audio with Shift 3. So let me press Shift 2. And you see these guys are going to turn blue, telling you that you are going to bring in only the video of any and all clips that you have selected up in the event browser. Now I have a range for this particular clip. So let's try it. This is keyboard shortcut Q, and that will attach it to the main storyline, the video only. It's playhead sensitive, if you notice, so wherever my playhead happens to be, that's going to be the first frame when I hit Q that's going to be attached right there. Now, let's do this for a second. Back up a little bit. Now, if I hit Shift Q, what's going to happen is it's going to back time. It's going to place the last frame of the source clip where the playhead is, and then it's going to back up. This is kind of time sensitive also. If this particular range is, let's say, 3 seconds, but this particular range is only 2 seconds, well, obviously you're only going to get 2 seconds. You're still going to hit your last frame here, but it's going to back up to 2 seconds and then cut it off. Command Z to back up 1 step. And to attach it to the end of the timeline is E, and to insert the clip will be W. So let me go ahead and press W. You can see it split that clip in 2 and place the entirety of that range right in between. And pressing E, this was the one that's not playhead sensitive. Doesn't matter where the playhead is. If I press E, the clip will come in at the end of the timeline, as you can see there. Okay, very cool. Now, the same thing is going to hold true for the audio. I'm going to press Shift 3, and you can see these guys turn green to give you a clue that you're going to bring in only the audio of whatever you have selected up in your event browser. The first 2 are playhead sensitive, the last one is not. So I'll come in here, and I'll press Q, and it's going to attach the audio underneath the main timeline, the entire range that I've selected. Likewise, with the video, if I press Shift Q, it's going to back time it. So the very last part of that audio track will come in where the playhead is, and then it's going to back up. And if I want to insert just audio right there, keyboard shortcut W, and there it is. And if I want to stick that audio at the end of the main timeline, keyboard shortcut E, and there she goes. Okay, so that's audio and video. How to bring in only audio or only video quite easily. One thing absolutely to remember when you're finished doing this, just do remember to go back to all or Shift 1. I've made mistakes with this before and wondered why I'm only getting audio, and then, oh, right, I have to go back, reset this to all. Now, the last thing we'll go over today is kind of a thing that I've seen in some movies and TV shows where you'll come to the end of one particular clip and it'll fade to black, and then all you hear is the audio of the next clip, and then all of a sudden the video kicks in. So here's a technique I've devised for doing that actually quite easily. Now, the first thing I want to do is get absolutely to the edit point between the 2 clips, and I can do that easily by either pressing the up arrow, which jumps to the next edit point up the timeline, or the down arrow, the next edit point down the timeline. Okay, let's begin with this thing. The first thing I'm going to do is press Option W, What this is going to do is place a gap clip in between these two of just dead space. That's I don't know, it's about 3 seconds, I guess, something like that. Let me zoom into the timeline a little bit here with Command plus. Now I'm going to go to this clip, do a right click, and I'm going to detach audio. There we go. Pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is, let's say I just want to hear this part of the audio up to here, and then I want the video to kick in. So what you can do is position your playhead and check out in your viewer exactly where you want that video portion to kick in. Let's say it's right there. Now turn on snapping, which is keyboard shortcut N. Now come to the beginning of that clip, get your trim tool, and snap it to that edit point. Well, there it is. It's perfect. Everything in the audio video is perfectly synced from here on out, but now you can only hear the video part of this and the audio part of this, and then the video clicks in. Now you can, endless little ways you can go to play around with the timing of this. If you want this to fade to black and stay black for a while, go ahead and leave it. Otherwise, what you can do is either actually with the select tool or the trim tool selected, you can come here, click, and bring it in, and it will automatically snap to the beginning of the audio clip. Or you could play around with this side of the trim of that, and you can overlap the two audios a little bit if you want, or you can come in here, obviously, and trim this a little bit more or a little bit less if you want. So you've got a lot of different techniques you can use to get your timing of this down perfectly. And then, of course, at the very end, you'd want to throw in maybe a transition here, maybe a cross-dissolve transition. Check out our other video on transitions, and those guys are found right here. Real easy to do. And that's the way to kind of lag your video when you hear your audio first. Kind of a cool technique that you see in some TV shows and movies from time to time. Okay, guys, that's about it. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And as always, we'll see you